Plenty of players have got the boot at Essendon over the years, and here's the bloke that's been responsible, Graham Hush Puppy Mendola. Now, how long have you been the boot stutter at Essendon, Graham?
13 years, Sam.
And why on earth?
For the fun of it, the friendship, not much else.
Under what possible circumstances could you get the sack from this job?
If I left Timmy Watson's boots at home, or if I didn't take the boots to the match.
Well, have you ever done it?
That's happened, yes.
Whose?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say. We've had to cover up a few.
Have you? And some of the occupational hazards?
Tinny and bad smells.
Who's got the smelliest feet at Essendon?
I refuse to answer that one, Sam.
And the biggest?
Roger Merritt did have the biggest ones here.
He probably still would have them.
Yeah, but he's not here.
Well, no, you got me there. And who did you say had the smelliest feet?
I refuse to answer that again.
And how long does a pair of boots last?
Well, TD had, I'd say, at least 7 pair a year. They don't last a great deal of time. Depends how many kicks they get, of course.
Now, would Kevin Sheedy allow coloured boots at the club?
No, he hasn't allowed any yet.
Well, how would you like to work on these little gems?
Well, Sam, I only work on football boots. I don't work on cricket boots.
You idiot. Well, thanks for spending 60 seconds with Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
And Ted, pay attention. Nice to see Graham's got a mould of your tongue on the door here.
Thank you very much. You're a nice whacker, you are. You know, you haven't got the brains to be an imbecile saying a thing like that. No one's got a tongue that big.
Hey, Ted, what do you think of moulded soles anyway?
I think they're very good. And the boys will probably say the same thing on the hard grounds, but there are certain grounds where you can't use them.
Whatever happened to leather stops?
You know what happened to them. They went out when you went out.
Okay, from one of the biggest tongues and biggest mouths in the business, if we get one of the tallest players in the business, Paul Salmon, you had a tough night. The man sitting next to you, Stephen Silvani, you were one of the important matchups for the night, a bit of rub and shoulder. First of all, update us on your injury. You did leave the ground in the last quarter. Is it a serious one or is it manageable, as you say?
My injury was purely, I've just upset the groin area. A bit of TLC would help this week in that area for sure. But in the last quarter, I attempted the splits, which I shouldn't have done, Max. It was I was probably leerising a little bit, and unfortunately, I think it is something that I'll be able to control, and it depends on how it settles, but it's only very fresh at the moment.
Paul, just quickly, last night it was a terrific example of turn a hand down one end, big, strong, powerful bloke holding his ground and pushing Danaher around like a cork, and yourself find it hard to get in front against him at all to really hold your front position. A good example for young people.
Yeah, great example. I think, quite frankly, I think Steve played outside the rules last night and got away with murder. But that's not sour grapes.
Did he grab one of the trousers, push and shove? He's a genius at it.
You're a genius. Going on from that point of Mel's, Paul, and I'm a great fan of yours, but you would probably be aware that some Essendon fans and some fans in general think that you don't take the game by the throat when you perhaps should. Does that play on you, or has that been impressed on you by the coach, or have you tried to change your game in some way to become more physical to help the side?
Oh no, there are games where I felt that I've contributed well to victories and those sorts of things. But I mean, when you are a supposed important cog in the wheel of the team, there's a lot of attention and focus on you. So, no, I enjoy that challenge. I enjoy trying to be the best player I can week in, week out, just like any other player does. And our forward line is structured as such that we look at several options to goal, as some of the great Hawthorn sides of the past have. And I enjoy the opportunities I get up the ground as much as I do in the forward line. But I have a dual role to play, which sometimes you don't always get the best results.
Stevie, a question for you. Playing on such a tall guy like Paul, how do you play him from behind, alongside, in front? What's your plans before you get out there?
Well, I think Paul's, for a big fella, does lead well. So, I mean, I've got to try and get in front of him. And he leads up the ground often. Yeah. So, you know, I've just got to match him with I might have him on a bit of pace, I'm not too sure yet. But, you know, I mean, you just got to try and beat him to the ball and rely on the guys up the ground and put a bit of pressure.
Stephen, you had a couple of, in my opinion, doubtful options with some of your kick-outs yesterday, some wrong options. Do you practice, and I notice you've held the ball a lot like the Eagles, trying to pick out someone on their own. Has this been a practiced method?
It has, Sam. We've had that kicking strategy for some years now. I think Robert Walls brought it in to Carlton, and we've continued that on over the years.
So you might like to explain to the public too that when people yell out for the full-back to kick the ball in, you're theoretically allowed to hold on to it as long as you can.
Exactly. There's the time doesn't come back on until the full-back has kicked the ball in, so you can theoretically hold on to the ball as long as you want.
Paul, a very interesting game last night. Both sides had a bit of luck. 2 free kicks just before three-quarter time in a row. Got Carlton 6 points in front from 6 behind. And then that 100-metre penalty. Both of them were very telling parts of the game. Did it have any effect on you when those results came up?
Oh, no, I think it was a seesaw battle, and we'd bite and they'd bite back, and I'm not sure. I think it was a 78-metre penalty, that 100 actually, quite. But those sorts of things that happen under pressure, and we believe we've got a big hurdle to jump this week, Mel, over West Coast. They're playing quite well. I look forward to seeing some of that game during the week. Naturally, we will. But we certainly hold no fears about a rematch, and hopefully at some stage against the Blue Boys. They're a good side, and we welcome some boys back hopefully in the near future, and hopefully that will make a difference to us.
Paul, do you talk to each other on... yeah, I'm here. But do you talk to each other when you're out there? What did you say to each other yesterday, or last night?
Well, we went into the game, naturally, as Carlton would have been confident we could
No,
win.
I mean you and...
Steve and I?
Yeah.
Oh, he was asked me what I was going for Father's Day, and I did actually get the chamois, which was nice.
I'll tell you what, you should have been asking him about Joe.
Well, while we're just discussing the social calendar here, let's have a look at what Kevin Sheedy had to say after the game.
Now, this loss, how big of a setback is for your grand final plans?
Well, naturally, it puts us in an elimination final. Virtually, you're straight out if you lose next week. And we're playing against last year's premiership side, and they're a very, very good unit. They're a professional unit. So I think that, but we're looking forward to that game. We've sat down here and had to talk about it tonight after the game, and whilst we're very disappointed that we blew away and threw away a very good opportunity to get into the second semi-final tonight, that doesn't mean we've lost next week, and we'll be going into it with a very positive outlook.
Well, where did you lose the match today?
I thought personally, just on the little things, cost us probably 3 or 4 goals, and also the lapse of concentration just near the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, those 1%, they were pretty important.
Sam.
What was that, Sam?
Come on, say what you got to say.
You want to say
nice
something?
to see Kevin Sheedy's an advocate of Red Nose Day and actually hasn't taken the nose off.
It's a brown noses on this panel. I don't know about red nose. Well, we'll get serious for a moment. There were some great individual performances on the night. What about Greg Williams? I mean, started a little slow, but gee, the second half and the last quarter was brilliant performance.
Some of the comments that he has to get 40 possessions a game is rubbish.
Well, look at that. Look at that.
The vision.
The distribution of the ball, he can cut you to shreds by getting 20 possessions a game. He's brilliant.
When you use them like that, that's really good use of the ball there under pressure. 9 out of 10 other guys would have kicked for the goal.
So just quickly, looking forward, it's been said that the Essendon side can improve more than what Carlton can. So are we saying that Essendon will win the grand final?
Well, Dermot doesn't think so.
I believe, and played in 8 grand finals, there's only 3 teams who can win the grand final from here. Carlton is one, and Hawthorn and Adelaide. Whoever wins out of Hawthorn and Adelaide opposes Carlton, then there's only 2 teams.
You've written Essendon off, have you?
They won't win the grand final. I'd like to see them do as well as they can, but I just had a question for Fish also, is that last night, in reality, the side you put out in the ground did extremely well, played brilliantly, could have won the game, but they really were a makeshift side. For most of the year, you've been playing players like Long, Masiti at centre-half forward, and it hasn't been a real settled, universal type side.
They had 3 champions out yesterday, Essendon.
They did. I'm not withholding that fact. But do you think that you can carry right through the 90s with a side which is of that makeshift nature?
Well, I think while Kevin Sheedy's coaching, I don't think the word settled is probably the appropriate one to use. I mean, that's all due respect. I mean, that is a proven formula for him, and the players understand and know the roles they have to play, and that they do change. Sometimes from minute to minute, sometimes from quarter to quarter, and that's just an accepted our function. I think it's a strength more than
you really were cut short in tall players.
Okay, gentlemen, sorry to light that bushfire. If we could say thanks, Stephen Silvati, thank you very much for coming in. Paul Salmon, this argument will be settled out on the football ground that last Saturday in September. Thank you very much for coming on to the Footy Show. And of course, after the break, the Eagles looking to go all the way.
You might think tires are pretty boring, but if you had to land a Harrier jet on an aircraft carrier 338 meters long, you might think differently about the tires you wear. Little wonder then why the U.S. Navy chose to fit Dunlop tires to their Harrier jets. So keep your family safe. Stick with Dunlop, the world's best road-holding tires.
The 1.5 litre handy pack fits easily and conveniently into the fridge door. So it's easy to store 3 litres of milk, or even more, which makes the 1.5 litre handy pack very handy. And the 1.5 litre handy pack is easy to dispose because it's crushable.
Idiot!
Okay.
Obsession. Obsession. Obsession.
Obsession from Calvin Klein.
Available now at Myer.
At BP, our fuels are tested, refined, proven and guaranteed. So by the time they get to you, we guarantee no fuel system problems. Ask for details about the BP fuel guarantee at your local station. BP, on the move.
Red Rooster is bringing out the Italian in you. Ready?
I'm ready.
Molto buono! Mi piaci molto!
At Red Rooster, you can get a piece of Australia's favourite barbecue chicken with Italian lasagna for only $4.
Mamma mia! Buonissimo!
Tonight on 60 Minutes, Tracy Curo's first assignment.
This could hardly be a more awkward salvage job.
The story behind the headlines.
Been hit on the head. Thrown in.
The Nazi sub fleeing Germany
50 men were crammed inside here.
and sunk by Aussie airmen. Now the search for looted treasures. Also, Superfit Sue, Melbourne's aerobics champion, takes on the world. Toyota presents 60 Minutes, 7:30 tonight.
And what a wonderful season it's been. Welcome back. And after topping the ladder for so much of the season, the Roos are out of the premiership race. Defending champions, West Coast never gave an injury and suspension hit North Melbourne a chance. Any hope lost when inspirational captain Wayne Carey limped off with a hamstring injury. Wayne has joined us on the Footy Show today. Thanks for coming in, Wayne. It would appear, just from the sideline, that you were out-muscled during the contest. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, yeah, I could probably say that. I'd probably, I don't know what happened to me. I went a little bit blank there in the first quarter, whether I was overawed by the occasion or not, I don't know. But, yeah, well, you give me a bit of a date and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, it was an amazing turnaround. Maybe we ask Carl, from Glenn Jakovic's point of view, I mean, he must have worked very hard to turn around his performance the last time that the two sides met.
He was very angry and frustrated last time he played Wayne. He really couldn't get into the game, and Wayne took control and really opened us right up. But, he was the most focused player I'd seen all week. You couldn't really talk to him about anything else other than Wayne Carey and the job that he had to do, and so it really showed in his performance yesterday.
Sam, you were at the game. How did you assess it?
Well, it was a pretty disappointing end to a terrific season by North Melbourne. They were very flat, and I think Dennis Pagan, the coach, said that they'd been flat since the Brisbane game. But Wayne, I wanted to ask you, and just ask you perhaps to expand on the original answer you gave. You're a young man of 21, 22. The whole football world, as far as North Melbourne, was on your shoulders. Do you think the pressure actually got to you in the end, and be absolutely understandable if it did?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, pressure, you put the pressure on yourself, I think, and I'm not the sort of bloke that lets that sort of stuff get to me. And was just one of those things. I went out there and got beat on the day. I've had a bad day.
Did you think of doing anything out of the ordinary at half-time or three-quarter time to try and change the result of your game and the side's game?
Well, at half-time, I honestly thought that I could turn it around and maybe win it for the side, but I mean that wasn't the case, obviously, and I just couldn't get into it. And Glenn's a very good player, and
the coach threw you into centre-half back and then into the ruck for a brief spell.
Yeah, I played centre-half back for about 5 minutes and then into the ruck for a little while, so he was sort of filling gaps there at one stage.
Wayne, look, the North Melbourne from the last couple of years to this year is a huge improvement. Of course, it's very disappointing. Then, what's in the future for North Melbourne next year? Do you think you can go that extra step? You've got into the finals this year. What about the next step?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Dennis is a new coach and he's brought some good ideas to the club, and I mean, it was a learning experience really this year, and we've got into the finals and we've had a reasonable year, so I mean I think we can go a step further next year.
Do you think the heart dropped out of the side when Longmire became injured last week, and you expected the inevitable, which is perhaps a loss against the West Coast?
Oh yeah, Longers is a good player, and obviously we missed John yesterday, but I don't know, someone like Ian Fairley's capable of coming into the side and kicking a bag of goals, so...
Adrian McAdam, Wayne, was also very quiet yesterday. Any reason for that? Sort of the same as yourself, he struggled to get into the game.
Yeah, I think, like Dennis said, he got out-bustled a little bit by, who was it? Brennan?
Michael Brennan.
Yeah,
yep, sorry.
By Brennan a little
Unsung
bit.
hero of the Eagles, really, Monkey, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he played very well, and I mean, Adrian's got to work on his upper body strength and just continue to work.
Earlier in the year, North Melbourne were probably, they were the most dominant side, and the only other team that rivaled them at a period was Geelong. Do you think that North have learnt now that they can't try and sustain peak form, like finals form, right through the year, because they're fairly young and inexperienced?
Yeah, well, Dennis said that we probably peaked a little bit early. I mean, we trained very hard pre-Christmas, 10 times a week and all that sort of stuff.
Do you think that'll be a factor next year where you might ease off until the season comes close and now you've got that experience?
Yeah, I think Dennis will change it around, and I'm sure we won't train as hard pre-Christmas. And, I mean, he's got his ideas, and I'm sure it'll be different to what we did this year.
Well, talking about the man, hugely disappointed, but putting on a brave face after the match was the North coach, Dennis Pagan.
Dennis, your biggest disappointment in football?
Oh, look, you get plenty of kicks in the backside in football, Simon. I haven't really had a chance to really reflect upon it. It just happened so quickly. We didn't play well today. One thing I can say about the North Melbourne players, they never stopped trying. They really gutsed it out, and the goals that we did kick weren't with any real class play. It was just on a real guts and determination. Unfortunately, you need more than that if you're going to win a finals game.
It's a funny game, football, and sport is really cutthroat. Like, one kick could have made your final series, do you think, completely different?
Well, I said after the Fitzroy game, I said that's a real costly loss to our blokes, and I was very angry about it. And I said that I even thought about it this morning when I was having a shave, and I thought, oh, geez, we shouldn't be in this situation. We should have another chance. I suppose we were the most consistent side when you take it over the whole 22 rounds. It doesn't mean a thing once you get to the finals. We fell apart today, and it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, 4 wins from the last 10 matches, I guess. That's where it all happened. Carl, let's look at the West Coast Eagles. They lost against Geelong, they lost against Footscray, and are they really back to it? Most of the side that won the premiership last year were on the field.
Yes, last year we had 22 players going into the finals. David Hart and David Hines were the two to miss last year's grand final side, and both of those players played yesterday. The only players that were missing were myself and Dwayne Lamb from last year, and every player that played yesterday played sensationally well. They say an eagle doesn't fly without its wings. Matera and Mainwaring was sensational, and the stomach of the eagle was absolutely terrific yesterday as well. The Pike, the Evanses and the Kemps really worked tirelessly yesterday, and one of our motivational factors was really this football. We're sponsored by Hungry Jack's. And
that's the wrong symbol, isn't it?
It's Woolies. You know the truth of the matter is that Peter Sumich had the red Texter to rub it out and couldn't get the ball.
Well, that's a fair comment too. Sam,
just finally, Wayne, of course, all is not lost because you look odds-on to take the medal. Will you accept it if you actually win it? Well, you must think yourself you're a favourite.
Oh, no, I don't think I'm a chance, but
really,
I'll accept it if I win it, that's for sure.
Wayne, one quick question. Can the Eagles go on from there on the form you saw yesterday?
Yeah, I think the Eagles are a good side, and I'm sure they'll cause havoc, you know, with the other sides higher up, Essendon's, Carlton's. I'm not sure whether they can go all the way. It's a big task from 6th, but I mean, you never know.
Wayne, congratulations on a great season personally, and North. I think everyone that loves the game of football were really pleased to see what happened at North this year. Terrific for coming on the Footy Show. We must move ahead, and the Eagles, of course, if they will move ahead, they need some frequent flyers points. That's 4 big weeks. Okay, after the break, today's biggie at the MCG.
Oops. You're looking sharp. You've come so far. And we know how to make the most of who you are. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Gillette Sensor, the razor, the system. Only Sensor's independent blades adjust to your face for the closest, most comfortable shave you've ever had.
Hey, now the new financial year's on us.
Yeah?
Did you know that Courtney and Patterson...
The courtesy and patience people?
Yes. They've lowered their interest rates yet again to make buying a new Ford Laser or Honda Civic even more easier still.
Yeah, brand new lasers are now down to $59 a week and Honda Civics are down to $64 a week.
That's right. How did you know?
Television. Again. So don't miss the new Courtney and Patterson new financial year offer. It's very, very interesting.
Well, this is it. This is about as far north as you can get.
But this isn't one of the 10.5 million places worldwide that take Visa cards. Not that you'd find too many of the world's 304 million Visa cards being used around here anyway. Well, it's a big country.
These handymen, armed with Bailey ladders, are taking on Sea Battalion. Impossible? Not with Bailey's. Its unique Australian punch-lock construction is the ultimate for strength and safety. Yes, with Bailey, safety comes first every time. Bailey's non-slip feet and grooved rungs mean no slip-ups. For little jobs or superhuman jobs, you can't beat a Bailey. Bailey, leading the world in ladders.
Another Quality Hills product.
It's Bigfoot, a new style pizza with a big taste. Pizzeria-style crust with special tomato and cheese base, plus any 3 of your favorite toppings. 2 foot by 1 foot of pizza, 21 slices for $16.90. It's a lot for a little.
This is a multi-valve engine. It has 4 valves per cylinder, so it needs an easier flowing oil for long-lasting protection. Castrol GTX3, liquid engineering for your car.
On A Current Affair, your worst nightmare come true.
They somehow managed to find cavities.
We catch dentists who want a child with near-perfect teeth put to the drill. Are you next?
Virtually forced root canal treatment on me.
Mike Willesee tracks down great train robber Ronald Biggs at his Rio hideaway.
God bless you all in Australia. I love you.
And good news for all Australian women.
It does work.
The revolutionary new treatment for varicose veins.
It's great.
Next week on A Current Affair with Mike Willesee.
Time now to reveal the 5th and final nominee in the Footy Show AFL Players Association Most Valuable Player Award for 1993. It's Hawthorn spearhead Jason Dunstall, a modern-day master at full forward who not only has passed the century milestone this season, but probably given away as many goals to his teammates. Almost unstoppable on the lead, and with perhaps the surest hands and deadliest accuracy in the business, he has so often been Hawthorn's saviour as the rest of the team struggles for form. Dunstall joins our list of brilliant players, including Wayne Carey, Gary Ablett, Greg Williams and Tony Modra. One of these players will drive away with this remarkable new Nissan Pathfinder ST. A 4x4 with absolutely everything. Powered by a V6 3-litre fuel-injected engine, the 5-speed manual Pathfinder ST features limited slip differential and manual freewheeling hubs, as well as luxury interior appointments. Nissan Pathfinder, the 4x4 for today. Also from Paul Bram Jewellers in Melbourne, there's a handmade golden diamond necklace valued at $5,000. And a lucky viewer will also win one of these brilliant pieces of jewellery. All you have to do is ring the 0055 number corresponding to your choice as the season's most valuable player. If it matches that of our panel of experts, you could win that stunning necklace. For Carey, ring 0055 60271, Ablett 272, Williams 273, Modra 274 and Dunstall 0055 60275. Yes, a lot of goal kickers in that list too, and a reminder that those phone lines will be open until the Thursday before the grand final. Now, Ted, I believe you've been doing a bit of reading during the week and you found something interesting.
Did I ever find something interesting? Sam Newman, 300 games of league football in the ruck, taught by the great big cat Polly Farmer. I pick up the paper this morning and I see him as a ruck coach at Hawthorn with a baseball mask on at training sessions. Can you explain the reason why?
Why do you wear that, Sam?
Well, Ted, it's called protection. And judging by the way you've turned out, it's a pity your father didn't employ someone.
Hey,
Don't you call me a dickhead last week, and don't call it to me again this week, because there will be trouble, right? Now I've had about enough. I'm over in Adelaide, tantamount to having us put off the air last week, you calling me that. And I didn't hear it, and if I'd heard it, there would have been real trouble.
You haven't answered the question. Why in the world do you wear that anyway?
Look at me like that.
Okay, both back in the cage. Let's cross out of the MCQ now. Simon O'Donnell for the biggie out there. Simon, full forwards could be the key to what's happening either end of the ground. Modra, Dunstall.
Yeah, certainly there's going to be two great full forwards at either end, Modra for Adelaide and Dunstall for Hawthorn. And one guy who's missed out, unfortunately, and has had a frustrating year through injury, but joins me now, James Morrissey from the Hawthorn Football Club.
G'day,
It has been a tough year for you.
Yeah, I've had a pretty bad year with injury and form, but you know, I'm right on the edge, and hopefully the Blokes can win today, and I might get in next week.
A couple of injuries wouldn't hurt, would they?
Yeah, no, I guess not, but you don't like these things to happen.
Mate, how do you sum up today? What are Adelaide's strengths that you've got to nullify, basically, to have a win?
Well, I reckon that McGuinness is a great strength to theirs, and we've got to nullify him. But I think we've just got to play our own game. I think, you know, if you worry too much about the opposition, you've got no hope. We've got to play our own game.
Sam, would you have an intelligent question anywhere for James, or did you sleep last night, not stay up all night and think of one?
No. He's working well, early. It's a pity you weren't this good all year, Simon. Now, Jim, what can we get out of today's game as far as... I haven't got a question,
no,
to be
you
honest.
haven't got a question.
Have you been given some sort of job today, running stats or something?
Oh, that's a very average question.
Just
you're going
to...
Jimmy, I just want to ask a question. Why haven't they played you today when it's obviously during the day? You can see the ball in the daylight.
I don't know why they haven't played me today, Dermot, but I won't say any comments about the selectors.
Do you wear contacts or?
Yeah, I wear contact lenses, and I struggle at night if it's a red ball, but I'm okay with the yellow ball.
Now, I've thought of a question,
Can't see
Jim.
past the end of his
Oh,
nose.
sorry, Ted.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question about Jenky. Is he going to go into this match with that mask on him, the phantom mask?
I think so, and we'll get a good laugh out of it, so hopefully he will.
Yeah,
What about
unbelievable
the
what
great
they're doing
thing,
football
Ted,
these
if I could
days.
just mention, the great thing about that, he's also singing Phantom of the Opera at half-time.
And they tell me you're after Ray Martin's job, eh? You've got to knife him in the back now.
What are you turning on me for?
Phantom is, though.
Well,
The real Phantom of the Opera is Frank Spencer. He gets today.
I tell you what, Simon, you've got a little bit of a problem here. I've got a talent on the panel.
I thought it was really rude what Sam said to Ted about getting a helmet, but now he is an ugly man. He should have worn one.
Okay.
Could I have one more go?
One more question.
You've had enough time to think of one, Sam.
The game.
What did we learn about Adelaide the last time round, Jim? Now, there's a good question.
Well, we just learned if we hit them really hard early, we could get on top of them. I think that's basically it.
So
Well, that's summed it up
Very succinct.
pretty succinctly, and if we could concisely have a look at the game in depth, gentlemen, where do you see it being won or lost? Can Adelaide break down that barrier?
The ruck, I think, where it starts. If Wren can fire, and get the ball quickly down to the Smarts and or Modra in the forward line. In fact, I'm going to pick the Crows. I think the Crows can win this game. I think that Platten must be in doubt. He can't recover it with an ankle as quickly as 7 days, and I think he'll have a few little things stuck into his ankle to get him out there to perform. If he doesn't fire, I don't reckon there's any way on earth that they can get enough momentum. The Hawks naturally jumped early last time, 10 goals in front at half-time, but I really think that the Crows, the Germans, they might be there in force. They haven't won one war. They haven't won one war in this century, and I reckon this could be the war they could win.
But they haven't won a game in Melbourne except against Richmond in the first round.
No, they beat the Hawks here last year.
Yeah, but no, this year I'm talking about.
It's a beautiful day. It's a sunny day.
Richmond in the first round when they pumped up for their first Melbourne game, they have not won a game here. I can't see you can pick them.
Well, I am. I've been drinking too.
Of 18 players that take the field when the game's in progress, the Crows are going to need 14 or 15 of those players to be clear winners all day to win the game.
This might be a good time to ask Carl the question because, I mean, he's played against the Crows and coming over to Melbourne. Well, coming over to Melbourne to play, they just can't seem to crack it over here, Carl.
Well, it's been a learning process, but finals football, we know finals football is entirely different, and the Crows have got some like a crow can't fly either without its wings. They've got Anderson and Tregenza, they've got a good heart in McDermott, and I think they'll pick the eyes out of the Hawks.
Well, would
today.
you explain to us what this is all about? There's a beautiful cup here, the 1993 AFL Premiership Cup. Maybe you might hang on to it for the last time.
Like this, you know. Straight up at the Melbourne members, just like this, Teddy.
Yeah, well, get out of here. Put it over there. Hey? You've had your game, now put it back.
Carl really is upsetting a few here. Simon against Morrissey at the MCG. Thank you very much. We really have got it all go here.
I'll be doing it this year.
Yeah, no, they won't.
Oh, thank you very much. Handball is warming up. That's next on The Footy Show.
You might think tires are pretty boring, but if you had to land a Harrier jet on an aircraft carrier 338 meters long, you might think differently about the tires you wear. Little wonder then why the U.S. Navy chose to fit Dunlop tires to their Harrier jets. So keep your family safe. Stick with Dunlop, the world's best road-holding tires.
50% of runners have feet that roll inwards, causing strain on ankles, legs and hips. 20% don't roll enough, which sends a severe shock through the body. To avoid injury, some runners need a shoe made on a curved last. Others need a straight last. The only question is, which runner needs which shoe? Nobody knows the athlete's foot like the athlete's foot.
Okay, the fight for quality music at the right price is on, and...
It's the first time these world titles have been at this price. Count out these great hits.
1.
John Farnham.
2.
Elvis Presley.
3.
Bobby Brown.
4.
Aerosmith.
5.
Cher.
6.
Neil Diamond.
7.
Southern Sons.
8.
Taylor Dane.
9.
Transvision Vamp.
10.
John Denver. The right price will floor you every time with quality music at a knockout price. $14.95. They're all in the bin, and...
They're out!
Now!
At BP, our fuels are tested, refined, proven and guaranteed. So by the time they get to you, we guarantee no fuel system problems. Ask for details about the BP fuel guarantee at your local station. BP, on the move.
Red Rooster is bringing out the Italian in you. Ready?
I'm ready.
Molto buono! Mi piaci molto!
At Red Rooster, you can get a piece of Australia's favourite barbecue chicken with Italian lasagna for only $4.
Mamma mia! Buonissimo!
Sunday night at the movies.
Use your imagination.
Warren Beatty.
I'm using it.
Annette Bening.
Let me know when you're finished.
Ben Kingsley.
Famous to you is not good.
He possessed irresistible charm.
Sex, romance, money, adventure.
A relentless passion.
What if you like it? I know I like it.
And lethal power.
You want out, you're out!
Tonight, 8:30.
God won't be able to bail you out of this.
For the first time on television, Bugsy on the 9 Network.
Yes, it is September. This is the Footy Show. Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying it. It's the fourth quarter-final time for the Handball Championships. The players can see that great prize on the horizon. Today's competitors received the Pizza Hut cash prize. Pizza Hut, the freshest, fastest home delivery. From Schweppes, the new isotonic thirst quencher Sports Plus, which puts back what the sweat takes out. And from Dunlop, a set of Grand Prix tyres. Dunlop, the world's best road-holding tyre. Of course, there's the 4 and 20 pies, a CD selection from Sony, including the CD of the week, the soundtrack from Sleepless in Seattle, and membership to the fantastic Recreation, Health and Fitness Club. Our grand final winner and his partner will fly Australia's own Qantas to Bali for a fabulous end-of-season holiday at Club Med on Nusa Dua Beach. Our thanks again to Qantas and Club Med, and now it's over to the large little fella called Louis the Limp.
Thanks, Max. And of course, our two players in the last match of the quarterfinals are Wayne Campbell from Richmond and Dale Lewis from the Sydney Swans. And Wayne Campbell's going first. It's 5 shots with each hand, starting with the left hand first. And it's a moving target. Move that target.
Move the target.
Who's doing the scoring? That's 10. Magnificent. Wayne.
5.
Makes Wayne.
5.
Makes him 20.
Yes, it was a 5.
25.
25.
Shut up, Ted.
And 5.
Is third eye.
Third eye.
You're sounding like a parrot.
That was a
Now, just a moment. It's Dale's shot from the Sydney Swans, and give him a fair go. He's only a battler.
Move the target. Move the target.
That's 10. Doing well, the kid.
5.
Is 15.
5.
Is 20.
5.
25 eye.
25 eye. 10.
35 eye. So just a moment, it's Dale Lewis is 35 to Wayne Campbell of Richmond 30, so there's 5 the difference. Now it's 5 shots with the right hand, and may the best man win and come out fighting.
Move the target. 5.
Oh, makes him 35, 40.
5.
Makes him 45.
5.
There's 50.
10.
And it's 60. Good effort. Give him a round of applause. Well played, Wayne.
Ted, if it hits the board, it's not just 5, all right?
No, just a moment.
It's got to hit the green thing.
Now he needs 25 to dead heat and 26 to win. That's going to be difficult. There's no one on the board. Okay, your shot, Dale.
Just moving.
5 makes him 40.
5.
45
5.
is 50.
5.
55.
And
it wins on the last shot. Give him a big round. Well done, Dale. Bad luck, Wayne. He got you on the last shot, boy. Can we have the presents over if you don't mind? Thanks, John. From Pizza Hut, you got the first prize, which is a good cat's prize. You got the second prize. And don't forget, from Schweppes Sports Plus, you got this bag each, plus all the other goodies. And now let's go back to Max.
Good on you, Louis. OK, we'll be back with more of the Footy Show after the break.
Have you rung in and registered for Australia's biggest ever home viewer competition?
It's all happening on the Sub.
You could be a winner with Glenridge and
Denise Drysdale.
Maya presents Sale of the Century.
I don't know, I feel a bit nervous.
7 o'clock Monday on 9.
Now you can give your all, again and again, because Schweppes Sport Plus puts back what the sweat takes out, fast.
Let's put him in here. He's hurt, but not really badly. We'll put him here. He can't drive a truck, his leg's sore. We'll put him in the office. It's got chairs.
If you're injured, you can often still do something.
Then he can still see his friends. Yeah!
So talk to your doctor and your employer about what you can do.
Doesn't your dad get lonely without his friends?
Work cover. Cover that works for everyone.
Save up to 75% with Copper Art's Best Buys. Save hundreds of dollars on this superb 51-piece Italian cutlery set, slashed to $199. 20-piece dinner sets are a crazy $24.95. But hurry, only at Copper Art now.
Well, I'm so tired of crying, but I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again. But I'm so tired of crying, but I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again. I ain't got no woman just to call my special friend. But I ain't going down that long old lonesome road all by myself.
Hi, I'm the little man inside the fridge who turns the light on and off. And boy, am I busy now Kraft cheese spreads moved in. Up early every morning because everyone wants it for breakfast. Kraft cheese spread tastes great. And then at lunchtime, out it goes again for delicious sandwiches. Personally, I love Kraft cheese spread for snacks on the run. Yum. Whoops, here we go again. Kraft cheese spread spreads morning, noon and night.
Afternoon on Sports Sunday, Jeff Hutchison reports on a subject very dear to Sam Newman's heart, the Crows, their supporters, and what makes them tick.
Whitney, the umpire didn't see it. Away goes McGuinness. That's goal of the night if you don't...
Any false expectations? Do you think...
We're not false people here, Jeffrey. We're heart, honesty. You know, that's the sort of people, grassroots level, good ground, earthy people, South Australians.
Good-hearted maybe, and with a successful football team. Yet that old brittleness remains. And this is the man most of them blame for, well, for just about everything. Channel 9 Footy Show panellist and renowned Adelaide agitator, Sam Newman.
I think Sam doesn't assist anybody with his blatantly inflammatory comments, which are neither accurate and in a lot of cases they're dangerously insulting to the football public in general here.
Yeah, accuracy, that's probably not in Sam's vocabulary. You never really let it get in the road. Sam, we've got a few
I know, look,
supporters here. I think you should go and say hello.
You're not going to turn coach, Sam. You're not going to go mix with them.
And I knew they were here because the cattle trucks were out in the street.
They sit on her knees, Sam, and give her a kiss.
She's getting married shortly too. You should say.
Give her a kiss, Sam.
Before she gets tied up.
Go on, give her a kiss.
Every time
give her a kiss, Sam.
Give her a kiss, go on.
Sam, every time we see you in the paper or something, you've got a
the
different
Adelaide
bird.
people are provocative and strenuous. Look at this, pussycats they are.
The inside of your eyes fairly
They
sensitive,
stopped
Sam.
at Mount Gambier to have a drink out of the Blue Lakes and graze in the paddocks there, and they're over here.
Sam, give her a little bit of mouth-to-mouth, will you?
What?
I want to see you give her a bit of mouth-to-mouth.
Is this your next wife,
This
Sam?
is not a football trip, Ted, if you wouldn't mind. This is a panel show. It's a football trip. Oh, it is a football trip. What am I doing? Geez, I'll have to go and have some immunisation.
I don't know.
Okay, Sam, come back, mate. You're going really well.
That's the best sort you've had for a long time, mate.
Lou, they're more your pace. Go
I
on.
know, okay.
All right, well, that about wraps it up, Sammy. Sit down. Carl, thank you very much for being part of the panel. Big Mel, great derby. It's been another good show. Ladies and gentlemen, may the best team win this afternoon. And, of course, next week, Essendon play the West Coast Eagles. And in the second semi-final, Carlton is up against the winner of today's biggie, Adelaide versus Hawthorn. This has been the Footy Show. Bye for now.
Wilson.
Like a cork in the ocean over his head. Oh, my word.
This has been another presentation of Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Why am I here?
The Footy Show, proudly sponsored by Gillette Sensor and Dunlop.